Monster Jam's equivalent to a bust is very strange and a lot different than from other sports. A normal, typical sports bust is a hyped up prospect as someone who has high expectations, has a lot of praise, and has been successful in many ways, but once they get up to higher forms, they completely fall apart. And this is likely due to a multitude of reasons, from on track or field performance to off just sports things in general, like personal issues. Monster Jam has a very interesting type, because really when you look at it, you really can't call majority of the people I've seen, like Dan Evans and Chad Fortune, bus. For some reason they're called that. Really, they're more of what I call the veterans. They're not really much successful and really have not won really much, if anything, big at all. But they were a big part of the sport, and their way of driving their personalities go a lot farther than just being okay drivers. However, then there are some that I would bring under the wasted talents area. Colette Davis, Bobby Parr, yes, Bobby Parr, Brandon Harrington. I'm going to start saying this as well. Brandon Harrington was someone who definitely deserved a lot better shot than what he got with what Fell gave him in the scheduling. And Nathan Wink, yes, brother of Lindsey Wink, and got shafted after like 2 years. Showed a lot of time and then never really came again. Then there are the guys that are the disappointments. Drivers who actually either won an event or showed a lot of potential earlier and actually showed it big time, but then completely fell off the face of the earth. This isn't any falling off the face of the earth either. This is like what happened. Well, Jeremy Slivko is probably one of the biggest ones. However, the big fall, though, really happened, though, and really his career ended, though not from his fall at all. More of injury. And then there's Derek Evans, who shocked pretty much almost everyone by winning in Toronto. But really, possibly due to the losing of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle truck from Randy Brown Motorsports, yes, Randy Brown Motorsports, caused Derek Evans maybe not to drive, but really, I really didn't see him after 2009 or 8, really, after that. But whenever there's really busts like this guy is a prime example of one. This is a guy who got hyped up by pretty much everybody. Scott Douglas, Mark Scherer, everyone. He did have a bit of a slow start. Had shown his talents multiple times. However, there was some issues that came along with it. However, and after his third season, he completely disappeared from public eye. No one knew at all what happened to him. And really, people wonder what happened altogether. So, let's talk about Dana Creech. So Dana Creech's career started a little bit different than most others. His career, I believe, what started from was, possibly Quad Wars. Again, trying to find information on this guy was very difficult, just because even the Moshuk Wiki does not hold a very good type of standard. I really couldn't find much at all from where he started, other than the day he was born, 9 years though. But the only thing I do know is that he ran Quad Wars or just quads to start off. However, around 2009 or 2010, he started getting into Monster Jam, which wasn't really that uncommon now going into Monster Jam. As George Bellingham had first started this series back around 2003, 2004, he first drove, I think it was and he ended up getting in the Blue Thunder, eventually got an Escalade, which is where I really started to build his career off, and still today built it off. Then Damon Bradshaw popularized the entire concept of other guys from other motorsports disciplines can convert into monster truck drivers, considering his incredible rookie season. The same year, though, a lot of people forget Lionel Easler was also driving. He came from Tough Trucks, and he ended up doing a solid career. 2 years beforehand, Randy Moore, yes, that Randy Moore, debuted War Wizard. He was a freaking drag racer, yes, which pretty much explains the body type. they chose. So really, Dana was not really, that it wasn't unheard of to type. However, his transition into this was rather a little odd. But the biggest problem, though, was his teammate. Now, normally considering the 2011 Mossma team run, that was with Tarleton and Joe Murray with him, that I would argue could be one of the worst team trucks teams of all time. But the first season Creech had, well, this was a lot different looking. This was Ryan Anderson's debut season that he was teammates with. Yes, that Ryan Anderson. So, while Ryan Anderson would have some very good freestyles, while definitely had a bit of time and definitely took a bit of time to get into it, he won his first event late in the year in Oakland and had some fairly solid runs. However, it took some few skirmishes to get really used to it. However, at World Finals, so he proved what he had behind the wheel and went on to become one of the best drivers monsterjam has seen. For Creech, though, that's going to turn into a different story. His career started off in the Alamo Dome, at least stadium. I'm going through stadiums and arenas because I don't want this to be a hour-long video. So anyways, in the Alamo Dome, and at least for freestyle-wise, his first two freestyles, he got scored an 18th, which was shown on television, and a 23, which wasn't. Problem was, the second one was a 23. Issue was, he finished in 10th, because everyone else was able to do even better freestyles. And the winner, Pablo Huffaker, scored a 30. So right there, not the best start. Next week, head off to Tampa. Overall, you scored a 21. Again, considering the winning score was a 27, that doesn't seem too good until you realize that he would have been fourth in the line because, well, Gravedigger and Blue Thunder were second with a 23. Then, after that, he goes to Anaheim. Now, just real quick, I will let you know, while his freestyle was average, his racing at this point was kind of mid. It was not exactly that good. In fact, if I remember correctly, unless he did something at the Alamo Dome and San Antonio, show 2, he had not won a single race. But that changed in Anaheim. He made it to the finals. Yes, he almost managed to defy all laws of physics, but he lost to Frank Kreml. Yes, whenever he peaked Frank Kreml in Blue Thunder. Anyways, he would end up getting scored at 23, which was like, again, middle of the pack, and goes up to St. Louis, gets scored at 20. Again, however, this time though, he's almost second to last. That's because everyone else actually put up even better compelling freestyles. However, up to this point, Creech's career has been consistent in really being kind of mid. Although his racing in Anaheim was exceptional, that was about the only thing that was really exceptional this year. It was just more of a slow-moving season. However, at Arlington, I'm pretty sure you can guess what happened there. This would become a horrible hunting ground for this kid. Considering that racing, again, didn't really go the best, but freestyle, Creech realized what he was headed in for. And really, what was about to happen here was really a sign that of bad things to come.
What the hell? No, 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 no!
Oh boy, yeah, that was bad. So anyways, it was definitely an interesting rookie season. His racing record for 2010 ended up being a 7-7 for the stadiums. Yes, 2 extra eliminations. That was in Tampa because he lost to Predator originally in round 1. Yes, an embarrassment so horrifying, it looks absolutely ugly. Like one of Tom Mentz's failed sidewalls. Ugly. But he came back because Predator broke. Lost to Dennis Harrison and Gravedigger. Yes, he was pretty much outmatched in that one. So ultimately, his rookie season was definitely very interesting. However, the next year would not be as good at all, except for 2 freestyles. The 2011 season was where the wheels really started to fall off. First off, in the Alamo Dome, he ended up getting a 13 after the wheel broke. Again, an unfortunate break. Now, there's no footage at all. There's nothing from Creech's freestyle at the Alamo Dome. Same with 2010. So we'll just have to let sleeping bygones go on that. Other than the score, he got scored at 17. However, after that, he went and competed in the Houston Thrill Show. He had still not won a competition in the major stadiums. And then he finished runner-up with the 24. The problem was Darren Mingus, yes, Darren friggin' Mingus, of all people, scored a 28 and won. By the way, the literal freestyle video came out yesterday. Shameless plug. But ultimately, this seemed like finally maybe a little bit more of an improvement in freestyle. Then a couple weeks later, he ended up competing in Houston. Again, he was third, just 2 points off the victory of Captain's Curse. Ultimately, it looked like, though, Creech was starting to turn a corner. But then Arlington again. And just to emphasize this one more time as well, his racing record in 2010 was at least 500. His racing record in 2011 was just 25%. He won only 25% of his races, 2 and 4. So realistically, that was kind of bad. That was really bad, in fact. However, what was even worse, though, was his freestyle. Oh boy, this seems like only something Randy Brown could pull off, but I guess you found a challenger. Anyways, with that, Creech's season ended kind of ugly. His 2 and 4 record in the racing season gave him, through the 2 seasons he spent with the monsterjam team, a 9 and 11 record. Oh god, that sounds really bad. That really shows, though, he was very inconsistent in both freestyle and racing. And it's that inconsistency that led to him getting kicked out of the monsterjam seat in favor of who? Okay, to be real, I don't really know very well Gabine Monsterjam. That's just how poor the team was, beside Charlie Pocky and Lura carrying them at the World Finals. But yeah, that's how it went. Anyways, you drive the Triple X Day of Destruction, a truck that was about as poor as it sounds. Anyways, with that being said, Creech pretty much disappeared from the sport after this. And I'm not going to try go through any of the results because I can let you know he didn't do anything. And he would retire from pretty much monster driving after 2012. However, he did drive Spider-Man in Madrid in 2011, but no one cares. Anyways, that ends the story of Monster Jam's biggest bust. Okay, no. We need to lay a few facts in here. Number one, there's this. Yes, this is probably about to be a recent video, or rather a remake of one. Yes, I'm redoing Rosemont 2011, people, because the other video is so bad. But this is something that needs to be said. Creech, while didn't win anything in the stadiums, he was actually a 3-time winner at least, probably maybe even more considering the amount of information I just went around. He won 3 times, in fact, the most freestyles of anyone in Rosemont. Yes, the most freestyles in Rosemont. Pull off some pretty wild saves and a very wild crash in. However, considering this is the arena and that field full of drivers, almost half of the field was full of drivers who really shouldn't have really been even at that event, considering that only about half of the drivers were even that competitive. Bradshaw, Carl Van Hoor, who was still trying to get the shunts out of him, considering he was returning to Gravedigger, Craig Christensen, if you can barely count that as competition, and John Zimmer. Yeah, that's it. That's all your competition. Sorry, Kreml, or John Cisak, whoever was there. Yeah, it was Cisak, but you don't count, considering you were not that good at Grinder. But all that aside, what led to Daniel Creech's downfall? Well, there's a multitude of things. Number one, Fell just kind of kicking him out of the Monster Mutt team, or rather, the Monster Mutt team may have kicked him out of the ride, and really Fell just really didn't believe in him a whole lot. But by year 3, it was evident, though, that they gave him enough time, I guess, and really didn't work out. However, if there's another side I can blame, though, himself. It's really, though, interesting. There was an aggressive type of style of driving that he brought into the team. And it's for this type of aggressive style of driving and maybe being a little too aggressive on the throttle that might have actually led to him getting released out of the Monster Mutt team. I saw this once on the USA server. Again, I cannot confirm it. It's not officially known why he was kicked out, although considering some of this driving style at certain of these events, I wouldn't be shocked if that led to this thing. But after that, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Daniel Creech is the biggest bust in Monster Jam history? Or is there someone else that you guys may think? I know y'all just going to completely BS around and not pick someone who's actually legitimate. But this is it though? Start up some discussion. Well, before we end this video off, I just want to let you know where he's at in life. Yeah, there's this photo. That's about all I've got. Honestly, He's been very quiet in personal life, and really just there's not much. The only way you can find him, though, is by Instagram. I guess he's not completely private? I don't know. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoy this WTH Happen to Dana Creech video, monsterjam take us less. Like and subscribe for more of this content. I have some more commentary videos out. I have a lot of plans for videos like this, more drivers, because this can be an entire series. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you on next time.